Hello guys, welcome to my newest YouTube video. Today I'm presenting you Tier VIII Premium American Battleship Massachusetts. We are playing on the map Northern Lights, and it is a standard battle. So let's go into the game. As you can see, I spawn on the right side, so I will keep here. And my initial thoughts were, let's go somewhere towards F7 square, because from there I can shoot the ships coming towards the 9-10 line, right? And they will be most likely giving me broadside because they will be sailing from 7-8 line to 9-10 line, and so therefore I will go from the left side of this island, and we'll be heading to the square F7 as I mentioned. The next very good square is also G6 here. This square, because you are still able to shoot over this flat island, the triangle shaped island, towards the D7, D8, but you also can cover the mid side. So the square G6 would be maybe even better, but I wanted to be quite aggressive to push to F7, and if any of the enemy destroyers would be pushing, because there were currently 4 destroyers, so if they would be pushing, they would be in range of my secondaries. So that's the reason why I want to be a little bit more aggressive and limit myself to be shooting only on the right side instead of shooting, for example, left side or the center position on the minimap. Because I thought that there will be enough targets for me to shoot, right? And we immediately see that there are
Attention, reporting the target position.
there is actually Gnievny and Kagero. Sorry, not Icarus and Kagero from the enemy team contesting the middle. So our Icarus beached on the right side, and he was still most likely detected, so he's gonna die soon. And the Fubuki used his smoke, and he created this thick line of the smoke all over the map, which potentially means that there's a potential for the enemy team to rush us through that smoke and try to torp us. But because the carrier is over here, and he dropped some fighters here, then it's not more likely that the Kagero or the Icarus will decide to push. So right now I'm trying to protect the Kutuzov with my AAs and help also our Fubuki, which is being dropped currently by the carrier. And I'm watching the right side and trying to hit the Helena, the Gneisenau, and Massachusetts, which are pushing towards the 9-10 line. I sent a salvo towards Helena. Unfortunately, she turned in immediately, and it was complete miss. But I decided, okay, I can stay here. The next ship which we will be able to hit will be Gneisenau. Kutuzov is smoking up because the Implacable is dropping him, so I'm again providing him with the A cover. I was being spammed by the enemies a little bit, but no big deal. I received only slight amount of damage so far, so it was alright, and I was at least a little bit angling towards incoming fire, so that was nice. The enemy Icarus is pushing into the Kutuzov, which is mistake because the Kutuzov has the radar. So he immediately smoked up. Kutuzov's radar is currently on the cooldown because he used it in the beginning. But the Icarus forced the Kutuzov from the smoke by torping. And he's now being under attack of the Implacable. So I'm again trying to provide as much aid, support to Kutuzov as possible. Trying to hit the Helena meanwhile, but Helena was under the attack from our carrier, so I knew that she will sail behind the island and there is no chance for me to hit her. But the Icarus, we can hit the Icarus because Kutuzov already radared or had the radar of the cooldown, so we were able to do that. But now the Kutuzov is trying to push into the open, maybe because he was really annoyed by the carrier focusing him and him only. So he thought probably it will be fine to sail in the open, because last time we saw Massachusetts was pushing towards 19 line, but we didn't saw her crossing that gap at E9. So we don't know where she is. But the Gneisenau, enemy Gneisenau, started to push heavily, and it was giving me broadside, right? So I blocked him for 9,000 damage, and I'm still focusing on the Gneisenau. The Helena is not detected, so right now there's nothing I can do about her, but she's actually trying to spam me, and I realized my secondaries went off, so I looked behind me and there is a Kagero rushing me. Luckily I was already moving forward because I was thinking of pushing behind the corner. Therefore I was already luckily moving up, and it's very difficult for the destroyer to hit target which are moving away from them. And he had smoke. He immediately lay out smoke, right? So I knew, okay, that's not torpedo reload boost to Kagero. Therefore I have like 1.5 minutes to rush him before he will reload torpedoes, right? So I shot when he was in the smoke, so I blind fired, and because I knew that before I turn it will take so much time that I will be reloaded anyway. I popped my heal because he was off the cooldown and I was burned. I had double fire, and I also damage gone, right? Immediately when the damage was off the cooldown. And suddenly I see again there is a Gnievny. There is a Gnievny again pushing me. So okay, I'm again turning in immediately. I'm using for the brief moment I'm using this Kagero corpse. Let's say corpse, the wreckage of the Kagero, to save me from potential torps from the Gnievny, and I'm definitely now wanting to angle towards the Gnievny and push towards the Gnievny. I'm not seeing any torps, so he has the torps on cooldown most likely, or he's waiting time while I will get closer, right? Close to them. Now the carrier is focusing me, and the enemy carrier was now briefly spotted, and I realized, oh, he's over there behind the island. The enemy Massachusetts is pushing, so I immediately start firing at her, and I was able to hit the Citadel, right? And I'm trying to push into the Gnievny. I know that the Gnievny is still in the smoke, and my biggest concern is about the Gnievny torpedoes. I'm trying to angle it slightly against the Massachusetts, but also I'm still maneuvering from left to the right, from right to the left, and trying to dodge the potential torpedoes incoming from the Gnievny. And we soon will see the Gnievny send torpedoes, but he missed, right? I was able to dodge those. I put down the double fire. I immediately start focusing with secondaries that near me and my primary guns on the Massachusetts, and I was hoping that I will be able to finish him with my with this salvo, but I was not. I got only one pen and one open, so I lost the opportunity to get the double strike, right? But I already got close quarter expert for the Nemlin kill. Now, basically, I'm in the open and I was forced to push. And I was thinking, okay, Nagato, it was last long time since we spot Nagato, and I know that National is on the right side, so I popped the secondaries on the Gneisenau now, trying to hit him, but he's behind the island and immediately turning in. That was 15,000 salvo from the Nagato. So I immediately started to angle against the Nagato, and I'm trying to now fight with the Nagato, and I know that I'm closing towards the Implacable, right? So again, secondary focus fire on the Nagato, right? AA sector on the right side because there is the carrier, and I'm now trying to fight the Nagato and kill him quickly enough. I'm aiming for the nose because I know I can overmatch, but the accuracy isn't ideal. It still was 2 pence for 7,500 damage. So I'm shooting the Nagato, and the rear turret we briefly detected the Implacable. So rear turret, with the rear turret I shoot the Implacable and I got another Citadel. Now I slightly move out and swap to the turret. I was hoping that I will be able to Citadel the Nagato, but no, those were only full pants, and I just drive by the Nagato. I don't care about Nagato anymore. I'm trying to angle against the Nagato, so he has really difficult time to hit me, and now I will be focusing on the Unblockable, trying to kill that one, right? So first salvo 6 pens, and I know that in 2 seconds I have also rear turret. My secondaries killed the Nagato, and I killed with the front turret. I killed the Unblockable, and that gives me Confederate, high caliber, AA defense expert, Kraken Unleashed, and double strike. So even though I was able to get the double strike in the end, because we managed to actually find another opportunity to get the double strike. In meantime, on the left side there is Tier VIII National Enterprise trying to kill the Alabama. The Alabama has 10,000 hit points, but the Tier VIII gave too much broadside to the Alabama, so Alabama killed him. Gneisenau was firing, most likely a new player. He was firing all the time the high explosive shells, and I was hoping that the Enterprise will finish the Alabama quickly enough. Alabama has 6,800 hit points left, and luckily Arsenov was able to kill the, what was that, Hatsuharu? Yeah, Hatsuharu. Was the last destroyer, the last enemy destroyer which was keeping our base. But we are losing, right? We are losing now, and I was hoping that the carrier will kill the Alabama before the Gneisenau will go down, right? Because we need the points. We need the point lead. Unfortunately, that was not the case, and the Alabama will kill the Gneisenau, which will increase even the lead of the enemy team. Luckily now the Sinop find out the Gneisenau, and the Gneisenau had only 2,000 hit points, so that was easy kill for our Sinop, and our Sinop is really healthy. What meanwhile it happened what I said. The Alabama was able to kill the Gneisenau, and I also brought into the chat to our carrier to sunk that Alabama already, because it took him too much time, and we lost two battleships for the Alabama. So Alabama played very well, and they were still leading on points, uh, just by 15 points, right? But when the Alabama dies, and the first drop was also quite badly dropped, because the our carrier dropped them too close, and they didn't arm. The torpedoes didn't arm. The second drop was all right, but that was unfortunate, and the carrier, because the carrier was not capable of killing the Alabama, we actually lost unnecessarily another battleship. The Gneisenau could survive, and it would be even better lead for us. But now we have a carrier, and we have almost full hit point. Sinop, he had like 80% of hit points, or 75% of hit points, and they are now facing only last enemy ship, and that's the enemy Zara, right? And the Zara doesn't have a chance against the Sinop. She can deal a lot of damage to battleships, but especially the against the Russians, those are tanky ones. And if she's being focused, then the Zara will have hard time, and now she can be perma detected also by almost perma detected by our carrier. So that's the point where actually we are leading, and we know that we will most likely win this game. So therefore Sinop will be going for the Zara. Zara is spotted by the planes. As you can see, this right now. Sorry for the camera bug, but I was actually on the planes, following the planes, but obviously the replay player doesn't manage that really well. So sorry for that. You can see it closed up like the carrier was dropping the Zara, and he actually managed to kill her. So let's go for the result screens, right? We dealt 203,000 damage, scored 2 citadels. I really was not satisfied how I played against Nagato, that I didn't hit any citadels on the Nagato, because otherwise I could possibly kill that Nagato very quickly without losing too much hit points, and then I could most likely deal even with the enemy Zara. I could probably have one salvo on the Zara, maybe two, but because we didn't finish him quickly enough, it's still, it cost us a lot of hit points, to be honest. But from the achievements, defensive AA expert, Confederate, double strike, close quarter expert, Kraken Unleashed, and high caliber. And let's go for the table with the team standings, and we end up being first with more than 2,700 base XP and more than 40 planes killed. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to the Corbeck player in the Corbeck player in the Sinop, who actually complimented me, and I complimented him back, because he played quite smartly. He stayed behind, even though he was quite behind. He prevented the Gneisenau from flanking me on the 9-10 line. So he held good position with this synop, and he was able to defend our cap and help us to actually win the game. But it was the push I did which actually won the game and make it easy for my remaining teammates to just clean up the enemies. And the next thing, I will also show you the my build on the Massachusetts. And here is my build. So let's go quickly to equipment and let's check it out. First upgrade, auxiliary armaments modification 1. Why? Because the turrets on the Massachusetts are quite tanky, they have a lot of armor, so you won't be losing the turrets, therefore better survivability on your secondaries and AA mounts is the way to go. The second upgrade, damage control system to decrease the chance of catching fires and getting floodings. Third upgrade, secondaries, because the Massachusetts I'm going for full secondary build. So secondary battery modification 1, you want that range on the secondaries and you want the better dispersion on them. Fourth slot, damage control system modification 2, because fire extinguishing time and flooding time, recovery time decreased, so it's very nice. You will be quite tanky with that. And in the fifth slot, I'm going for concealment system modification 1, but you also can go for the ship consumables modification 1 if you want that your heal to last 10% more, because if 10% more is basically, let me check, it's 3000, 9000, it's like 900 hit points in addition for each of those point times 4, it's like 3600 3600 hit points in addition on your heals, just without the superintendent, because I'm not running right now superintendent on my captain. So it can go up to 4500 hit points on the heal in addition. So that with the superintendent, that's quite decent. Quite decent number of hit points. Let's go for the captain. So full secondary captain. Currently, I have only 14-point captain on the Massachusetts. So my skills: priority target. Then I skipped the expert marksman and went directly for adrenaline rush. After that, I went basic fire training, advanced fire training, and IFHE. You need an IFHE skill because the pen on the secondaries isn't big enough. On especially on the American battleships, you don't need the manual fire control for secondary armament skill, because the secondaries in general, the American secondaries in general, are very accurate, so you don't really need this skill, but you need the IFHE. That's the difference between the American secondary builds and German secondary builds. German secondary builds doesn't need IFHE, but they need the manual fire control because they are not accurate enough, and Americans need IFHE and don't need this skill, the manual secondaries. And after this, the next skill I will pick up will be superintendent, to get one additional spotter plane and one additional heal. The heal is more important than the spotter plane. And the last skill will be expert marksman. So I will be in the end picking anyway the expert marksman skill, But in the beginning, I just skip it and went directly for Adrenaline Rush. Okay. And that's my build, guys, on the message sets. So thank you very much for watching this YouTube video. If you like it, like it. If you don't, subscribe. And see you later, guys. Bye.